Hello everyone, welcome to Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel, and we're going to have our Mini 4 championship game in tournament number 2. Our first tournament winner were the 27 Yankees, and this will be our second tournament. All the Mini 4 tournament winners will eventually be playing one another. And in tonight's matchup, we have the 1981 Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the 1985 St. Louis Cardinals. Dodgers got here behind Fernando Valenzuela's 1-0 victory over the 1936 Yankees as Fernando Mania went crazy in the Bronx. And the 85 St. Louis Cardinals came to the Mini 4 championship game by defeating the 1946 Red Sox and Ted Williams 7-4. And tonight's pitching matchup for the Dodgers will be the left-handed throwing Jerry Royce. And in 1981, a strike-shortened season, he was 10-4 with a 2.30 earned run average, striking out 51, walking 27. On the mound for the 1985 St. Louis Cardinals, we chose to go with Danny Cox over Joaquin Andahar. Cox was 18-9 in 85 for the Cardinals, 2.88 earned run average, striking out 131 and walking 64. Let's get to the starting lineups and roll some dice. Hope all is well on this Saturday evening. Let's get to the starting. Sound check is good. Alrighty, leading off for the St. Louis Cardinals, as the game is in LA. And we're going to play advanced because both teams have the advanced capability. And I'll process the rules the best I can. Alrighty, leading off in left field is Vince Coleman. And in 1985, Coleman batted .267 with 1 home run and 40 ribbies. Batting second in center field is Willie McGee. .353, 10 homers and 82 runners knocked in. Batting third, the switch-hitting second baseman Tommy Herr. Tremendous speed at the top of this lineup. .302, 8 homers, and yet he drove in 110 runs. Batting fourth, the designated hitter. Yes, we play with a designated hitter in these tournaments. Jack the Ripper Clark, .281, 22 homers, 87 runners knocked in. Batting fifth, playing first base, former Astro Cesar Cedeno, .291, 9 homers, 49 ribbies. Batting sixth, playing right field, Andy Van Slyke, .259, 13 homers, 55 runners knocked in. Batting seventh, playing third base, Terry Pendleton, .240, 5 homers and 69 runners knocked in. Batting eighth, the Wizard of Oz, playing shortstop, .276, 6 homers, 54 ribbies. And batting ninth, getting his start over Darrell Porter this time, Tom Nieto, doing the catching, .225, no homers, 34 ribbies. For the hometown Los Angeles Dodgers, leading off playing center field is Kenny Landreau, and Landreau batted .251 with 7 homers and 41 RBI. Batting second, playing second base, Steve Sax. Sax, .277, 2 homers, 9 ribbies. Batting third, playing left field, Dusty Baker, .320, 9 homers, 49 runners knocked in. Batting fourth, Mr. Clean, playing first base, Steve Garvey, .283, 10 round trippers and 64 RBI. Batting fifth, the Penguin, Ron Cey. He's playing third, .288, 13 homers, 50 ribbies. Batting sixth, Playing right field, vote for Pedro. Pedro Guerrero, 300 batting average, 12 homers, 48 runners knocked in. Batting seventh, the man who won the game against the Dodgers with his solo blast in the top of the fourth, Rick Monday, as he bashed the ball into Tuesday and defeated the 36 Yankees. He batted .315, 11 homers, and 25 ribbies. He's the designated hitter. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Mike Scioscia, .276, 2 homers, 29 ribbies. And batting ninth, playing short, Bill Russell, no, not the great Celtic, Bill Russell, the shortstop for the Los Angeles Dodgers, .233, no homers, and 22 runners knocked in. In the chat, we have the original Grognard, Jerry Ball, and Fan-O-Matic, hope all is well. Remember to check out OG, the original Grognard, wonderful military strategy channel, sports, adventure games. He has it all, like Bogey and Bacall. Also, check out Fan-O-Matic. Hopefully soon he'll be streaming some History Maker golf. Great friends of the channel. Also, Jerry Ball, great to see you. All right, so this is our Mini 4 championship game. If you're unfamiliar with this, we pick 4 teams, we play them, and it's a Mini 4 championship game, single elimination. This is it. All right, top of the first. And due up for the Cardinals. Again, we're playing advanced because we have the capability to play advanced with these two teams. Had there been one old school team that only could play basic, the game would be played in basic as the first 2 games were. Coleman, McGee, and Hurd to face Jerry Royce. Royce on the mound, looks in at Scioscia. Ball game on its way. Here's the pitch to the speedy Vince Coleman, and that is a 4-5. Coleman's a switch hitter. He'll be batting righty as Royce is a left-handed thrower. So that's a 4 and a 5. Ground ball to first base. Garvey has it, waves off Royce, steps on the bag, 1 down. So keeping the speedy Coleman off the base paths. 1 away, and here comes Willie McGee. Another speedster switch hitter. He's going to be batting righty. Royce picks up the sign. He deals to McGee, and that is a 1-10 off the McGee card. Batting righty, 1-10, and that's a single to left. So Willie McGee singles. And he's a double-A stealer. They'll be holding him on. So a double-A stealer being held on is a -2. And Scioscia is a -1 arm, so if he wanted to steal, let's go to our stealing chart. If he wanted to steal, a double-A stealer, stealing second, 1 through 17, -2 for being held on, 1 through 15, and then -1 for the catcher arm, 1 through 14. So they're holding him on. Here comes Tommy Herr. Cardinals ran all day on the 46 Red Sox. So 1 through 14, he is safe. There goes McGee. He's going to steal. And it's a 16! He is thrown out by Scioscia. So he's caught stealing just like he was against the 46 Red Sox. Out stealing. And that goes 2-4. So there's 2 outs, and Willie McGee is off the base paths. I believe I did that correctly. If not, that's the way we did it. So here's Tommy Herr, 2 outs, base is empty. Another tremendous speedster. Switch hitter, batting righty off the left-handed throwing Jerry Royce. Royce kicks and fires to Tommy Herr, And that is a 6-11 right-handed column. 6-11 on the Royce card. Fly ball out to center field, and Kenny Landreau, he makes the catch. The side is retired. Go to the bottom of the first. No score here in our Mini 4 championship game. Due up for the 81 Dodgers, Landreau, Sachs, and Dusty Baker. And they will face Danny Cox, right-handed thrower. Kenny Landreau's a lefty. He awaits the Cox offering. Here's the pitch, and that is a 3-9 off the Landreau card against right-handed pitching. 3-9, ground ball to short. Ozzie Smith has it and fires to first, 1 down. So the Wizard sees his first action. That'll bring up Steve Sachs, Dodgers second baseman, right-handed batter, righty-righty matchup. Cox picks up the sign from Nieto. Here's the pitch to Sachs. And Cox deals him a 6-6, Route 66, righty-righty matchup. And he strikes him out. So Sachs goes down via the K. There's 2 outs, base is empty. Let me just double check that. 6-6, that's a K. Dusty Baker, another right-handed batter, left fielder for the Dodgers. Cox nods his head. Nieto sets a target. Here's the pitch to Baker. And that is a 5-5. Righty-righty, 5-5. And another strikeout. Side is retired. So Cox strikes out 2 out of 3. We go to the top of the second, and we are scoreless. Here in Dodger Stadium, Mini 4 championship game. Due up for the 85 Cardinals, Jack the Ripper, Jack Clark, Cesar Cedeno, and Andy Van Slyke. Here's the Ripper, Jack Clark, to face the left-handed thrower, Jerry Royce. The windup and the pitch from Royce to Clark. And that is a 5-11. A 5-11 off the Jerry Royce card. 5-11. Ground ball to Garvey at first. So we go to the advanced fielding chart. Garvey is a 1E2. Garvey's a 1E2. The 20-sided dice is a 10. And that will induce another roll, 7 through 15. We error check. And Garvey is an E2. So we roll these 2 red die again. And that's a 7. So a 1 through 5 is an error. A 6 is a ground ball A. And a 4 through 12, 1 through 5. Oh, then the other one, that's a different. A 3 equals an error. That's bizarre to me. So 2 and 3 are errors, and 2 is a 2-base error. Oh, okay, I got that. Anyway, it's a ground ball to Garvey. He fields it and flips to Jerry Royce for out number 2. Scoring at home, that goes 3-1 on Jack the Ripper. So 1 out, here comes Cesar Cedeno. Cedeno, the first baseman. Sosha sets the target. Here's the pitch to Cedeno. That is a 6-6. You get your kicks on Route 66. Righty-lefty matchup. So righty off the Jerry Royce card. 6 column, 6, 5 split, and that's a double. That's a shot over Landreau's head, and it's a 1-out double for Cesar Cedeno, a 1 through 14 base runner. He doubles with 1 out, and I'll bring up Andy Van Slyke. Andy Van Slyke As Jerry Ball says, Kenny Landreau, another former ASU Sun Devil. Jerry loves his Sun Devils. Here's the pitch to Van Slyke from Royce, and that is a 2-5 off the Van Slyke card. He's a lefty, so it's a lefty-lefty matchup. And a 2-5, and that's a 2-7, a 2-7. A 2-7 is a fly ball to right field B. And that will be an out, making the catch in right field is Pedro Guerrero. He's always an adventure out there. Bluffing, but not going is Cedeno. So there's 2 outs. Cedeno's on second. He'll be off on contact. He's not being held on. And there's 2 outs. So with 2 outs, you add 2. Let me just see that. With 2 outs, advancing runners. I believe you add 2 to the runner's capability. We'll check that if we cross that bridge. Probably going to cross it next. Here's Terry Pendleton, switch hitter. He'll bat righty against the left-handed throwing Royce. Here's the pitch from Royce to Pendleton. And that is a 2-5. 2-5 off the Pendleton card against the lefty. 2-5. Line shot to third, making the diving catch is the Penguin Ron Cey, robbing a base hit, possibly extra bases, and an RBI. Side is retired. Great play by Ron Cey. So at the end, at the top of the second, the Dodgers do get another hit, but they get no runs. Stranded at second is Cedeno. I'm sorry, the Cardinals. Stranded at second is Cedeno. Still no score. Nice play by the Penguin. It was a split. A single would have been a 1, but the 20-sided die was a 16. Due up in the bottom of the second for the Dodgers. Garvey, Cey, and Guerrero. Here's Steve Garvey, Mr. Clean, to face Danny Cox. Nieto wiggles the finger, sets the target, the windup, and the pitch from Cox to Garvey, and that is a 4-12 righty-righty matchup. 4-12 fly ball to left field. Coleman going back a bit. He makes the catch, 1 away. Garvey flies out to Coleman in left. Now I'll bring up Ron Cey, the Penguin. Just made a magnificent defensive play to keep it scoreless. Cox takes a deep breath, arms down to his chest. He deals to Cey. Let's re-roll the white die as it was on the edge of the card. So that's 6-5. Righty-righty matchup. 6-5. Fly ball to right. And Andy Van Slyke, he's there and he makes the catch. 2 down. Base is empty for vote for Pedro Guerrero. Guerrero, good pop in that bat. Cox peers in at Nieto. Here's the pitch to Pedro Guerrero, and that's a 2-8. A 2-8 off the Guerrero card. Righty, 2 and an 8. Ground ball. Deep first base, making the diving stop is Cedeno from his knees. He throws to Cox, covering. He steps on the bag. They get Pedro Guerrero by a step. Side is retired. Great play by Cedeno. Scoring at home, 3-1. Dodgers still hitless. We go to the top of the third. No score. Due up for the Cardinals. Ozzie Smith, Nieto, and then the top of the order, Coleman. To face Jerry Royce, the left-handed thrower. His stamina, 7 innings. So is Danny Cox. Here's the Wizard of Oz, switch hitter, batting righty. Royce deals to Smith. And that's a 6-6. You get your kick on Route 66. And he's batting right-handed, the switch hitter Smith. So a 6-6 with a 13, and that is a single. Quickly getting to it is Landreau, cutting it off in the right field gap and holds Ozzie Smith to a single. Had it been a 1 through 7, would have been a double. So Ozzie Smith singles. He's a threat to run. He's an A base stealer. They're going to hold him on. So that's a -2 on an A base stealer. So -3 altogether, as Scioscia has a -1 arm. 1 through 15 is 1 through 12 now. He's going to stay put. He's going to stay put. And going to attempt to sacrifice Smith over as Tom Nieto. He's an A bunter. So he's going to attempt the sacrifice here. Corner's playing in. As we go to the advanced chart here. Sacrifice. Nieto is an A bunter. They're playing in, so it becomes a B bunter. And he squares the bunt. And it's a 12. That's not good. Batter pops out to the catcher. And he quickly throws to first, and they double up Ozzie Smith. Batter pops out to catcher into a double play. Leading runner is out. Other runners hold. So the failed sacrifice bunt turns into a double play. Ouch. Sac, bunt, DP. And that goes 2-3. So there's 2 outs, bases empty. As Ozzie Smith was off as soon as Nieto squared. So he was going to get a steal if the bunt was a failure, if he didn't make any contact. Top of the order for Vince Coleman. Coleman grounded out to first. I don't have any luck on sacrifices. He's a AAA stealer. And if I read the rules right, nothing applies to him. He just goes on his own. Here's the pitch to Coleman from Royce. And that is a 6-10 off the Jerry Royce card. Coleman, switch hitter, batting righty. 6-8. Ground ball to the Penguin at third. He throws to Garvey. Side is retired. That's 5-3. And that's a single. We messed up here. Move that to the top of the third. Double play, sack. Bunt, 2-3. Out. We go to the bottom of the third. No score. Another hit for the Cardinals. But they get nothing. Due up in the bottom of the third for the 81 Dodgers, Monday, Scioscia and Russell. Rick Monday, the hero of the game against the 36 Yankees. He homered, and that was the only run of the game. And the held up. Great pitching by Fernando Valenzuela. As I just messed up the batting order for the Cardinals. So let's get that straightened out. There we go. All set. So Cox will face Monday, Scioscia and Russell. Cox has yet to give up a hit. Here's Mike Scioscia. Here's Rick Monday. Card got stuck to the other one. Can Monday do what he did to the Yankees? Cox is ready. He deals. And that is a 3 off the Monday card. 3-5. Monday's a lefty against a right-handed pitcher. 3-5. And that is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's Cox's third strikeout. 1 out. And now Mike Scioscia comes up. in our Mini 4 championship game. Scioscia's a lefty. Cox picks up the sign from Nieto. Here's the pitch to Mike Scioscia, and that is a 2-11 off the Scioscia card. 2-11. 2 and an 11. Ground ball to Pendleton at third. He throws across the diamond to Cedeno. 2 down. So 2 outs, bases empty for the number 9 batter, Billy Russell. Cox still holding the Dodgers hitless. He rocks and fires to Russell. The white die has jumped the shark. And we will have to get the white die and re-roll that if we find the white die. If not, we go to the relief white die. And the white die has jumped the shark, folks, and he is off to the races. So we will go to the backup white die. All right, here we go. And that is a 2-5. A 2-5 off the Russell card. Righty-righty matchup. 2-5. Ground ball to second. Herr has it. He throws to Cedeno. Side is retired. Scoring at home 4-3. Dodgers are scoreless and hitless through 3. Top of the 4th, no score here in this Mini 4 championship game. Remember, our first Mini 4 tournament, the 27 Yankees won. Again, all the Mini 4 winners will face each other at some point. Due up to face Jerry Royce, McGee, Herr, and Clark. Willie McGee singled but was thrown out by Mike Scioscia trying to steal second. The windup and the pitch from Royce to Willie McGee, and that is a 5-9 off the Royce card, right-handed column. 5-9, fly ball to Guerrero, moving back, and he makes the catch in right. 1 away. Tommy Herr. Herr flew out to center in the first. Double-A stealer. Royce is ready. Here's the pitch to Herr, and that's a 6-2. A 6-2. He's a switch hitter, Tommy Herr, batting righty. So a 6-2 fly ball out to left field, and Dusty Baker, a very good fielder in left. Baker is a 1E3, and that's a 14 on the 20-sided die. Advanced fielding chart for the left fielder. As I stated, Baker is a 1. 20-sided die was a 14. And he makes the catch. Fly ball C, no one's on base though. So Herr flies to left, and Baker makes the catch. 2 down. And I'll bring up Jack the Ripper. Jack Clark grounded to first. Looking for something he can drive out of Dodger Stadium. Scioscia sets the target. Here's the pitch to Clark. A 3-11 righty. Clark facing a left-handed pitcher. So we go to the left-handed column for Clark. 3-11 ground ball to Russell at short. He's up with it. He fires to Garvey. Side is retired. It's a pitcher's duel here in L.A. Cardinals go down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score. Due up for the Dodgers, the top of the order, Landreaux, Sachs, and Dusty Baker. Danny Cox has held Dodger Blue hitless. Landreaux, as Jerry Ball has stated, former ASU baseball player. Grounded to short his first time up. Here's the pitch from Cox to Landro, and that is a 3-6. 3-6. Landro's a lefty, but he's facing a right-handed pitcher. 3-6. Ground ball to second. Herr's up with it. He throws to first. And Cox retires. Another Dodger here in the top of the fourth. 1 away. Now I'll bring up the second baseman, Steve Sachs. He struck out his first time up. Cox has struck out 3. Cox deals quickly to Sachs, trying to stay in that groove. And that's a 2-5. 2-5. 2-5. Ground ball once again to Tommy Herr. Over to Cedeno. 2 down. Cox is befuddling the Dodgers batters. 2 outs, base is empty for Dusty Baker. Baker was also a strikeout victim his first time up. Nieto wiggles the finger, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Baker. And that is a 2-2. How do you do? We will find out on the 2-2 off the Baker card. 2-2. Line shot. Herr goes leaping in the air. Makes the catch, robbing Baker. Tommy Herr. A one-man wrecking crew defensively for the Cardinals. The side is retired. We go to the top of the fifth. Still scoreless here in Dodger Stadium. Due up for the Cardinals, Cedeno, Van Slyke, and Terry Pendleton. Cesar Cedeno doubled, but went no further in his first at-bat. He'll face Jerry Royce. Royce picks up the sign from Scioscia. The windup and the pitch to Cesar Cedeno, and that is a 2-9. A 2-9 off the Cedeno card. He's a right-handed batter facing a lefty pitcher. So a 2 and a 9. Line shot right at the Penguin. Ron Cey got his glove up in self-defense. 1 down. And here's Andy Van Slyke, the right fielder for the Cardinals. Van Slyke flew out to right his first time up. He awaits the Jerry Royce offering. Pitch homeward bound. That is a 3 lefty-lefty matchup. A 3-7. 3-7. Fly ball to center this time. Landro camping, waiting. He makes the catch. 2 away. And here's Terry Pendleton. Pendleton lined out to Ron Cey, who made a magnificent play to keep it a no-score game, Would have made it probably 1-0. Pendleton switch hitter batting righty. Scioscia goes through the signs. Jerry Royce nods his head. He deals to Terry Pendleton. The red die jumped, but we found that one. And that's going to be a 4-7 off the Royce card. 4-7. Ground ball to Billy Russell at short. Over to Garvey. Side retired. 6-3. The pitcher duel continues as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Still scoreless here in Dodger Stadium in our Mini 4 championship game. So Pendleton is out. Due up for the Dodgers, Garvey, Cey, and Guerrero. Garvey flew out to left his first time up. He'll face Danny Cox. Cox has been dealing. He has not given up a hit through 4. Here's the pitch to Garvey, and that is a 5-7. A 5-7 off the Danny Cox card. Righty-righty matchup. 5-7. Ground ball to Tommy Herr at second. Tommy Herr defensively is a 2. The 20-sided die was an 8. I think we have to roll again on that. Second base, 8 through 12, error check. And that is a 9. So Tommy Herr's an E13 and a 9 on the second roll. E13, 9, ground ball A. Herr backhands, throws to Cedeno. 1 down. Tommy Herr has retired has had 4 putouts in a row of Dodger batters. So Garvey grounds to Herr on the nice backhanded play. And I'll bring up the Penguin. Ron Say flew out to right. No score here. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Cox is ready. The windup and the pitch to Say. And that is a 5-6. A 5-6. Righty-righty matchup. Off the Cox card. 5-6. Ground ball to the shortstop. Ozzie Smith. He fires to Cedeno. 2 down. So Smith throws to Cedeno. The Penguins retired. And now bring up vote for Pedro Guerrero. Guerrero, the right fielder for the Dodgers. Grounded to first. And 1 swing of the bat to give the Dodgers the lead. Cox peers in. Picks up the sign from Nieto. Here's the pitch to Pedro Guerrero. And that's a 3-3. What will it be? We shall see on the 3-3. Off the Guerrero card, righty-righty matchup, 3-3, and that is a single. The first hit of the game for the Dodgers comes from Pedro Guerrero. So with 2 outs, and Guerrero is a D-stealer, so they're not going to hold him on. He's not going anywhere. But here comes Rick Monday, the man who made it Blue Tuesday in the Bronx. His solo blast and the absolutely wonderful pitching of Fernando Valenzuela defeated the 36 Yankees 1-0. Guerrero is a 1-13 base runner. Here's the pitch to Rick Monday from Danny Cox. And that is a 2-5 off the Monday card. 2-5, and that ball is gone. Rick Monday has done it again. Oh, wait. Danny Cox is a righty. Danny Cox is a righty. Let's go to the right column. It's still gone, folks. 2-5. Bye-bye, birdie. As Rick Monday has just brought joy to La La Land. That is a 2-run homer. So after keeping the Dodgers hitless for 4 2/3, a single by Guerrero, a home run by Monday, and 2 ribbies. And it's 2-0 Dodgers as Cedeno greets Rick Monday at the plate. And there's Tommy Lasorda loving it in the Dodgers dugout. Let's check one more time. 2 against a right-handed pitcher. 5, that's gone. So Rick Monday does it again. As we have Ron from Retro Sports Network. Hello, check out that great channel. Bobby Cantillano, hello, good friend of the channel. MP Fox, hope all is well. And Tribes fan, hope everyone's doing well. So here's Mike Scioscia, 2 outs. All the damage being done with 2 outs. Nieto goes out to have a word with Cox, calming him down. Here's the pitch to Scioscia. And that is a 1-7. A 1-7. That'll be off the Scioscia card. 1-7. Single to center. There's some action in the Cardinal bullpen. As here come the Dodgers. And it's all with 2 outs. Scioscia slow as dirt at first. He's going nowhere. They're not holding him on. And here's Bill Russell, the shortstop. Grounded to Tommy Herr his first time up. Cox looks in. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Russell. And that is a 5-7 off the Cox card. 5-7 ground ball to Tommy Herr. We have to go X, so we have to go to the fielding chart. Tommy Herr, once again, is a 2 defender, and that's a 9. So we're going to roll for an error here. He's an E13. And that's a 3 on an E13 of 3. 13, 2. Two equals an error. 3 through 6. Ground ball A. I don't understand why they have 2. One must be... I don't understand. They have 2 equals an error. One through 2. Okay. 1 and 2 equals an E1. We can't get a 1. I don't get the 1 and 2 thing. Ground ball A, 3 through 6. It goes 2 equals an error. 3 and 5 and 11 are an E1, 6 to... I'm going to go with the bold numbers. Now, I don't know what the other ones are. I'm just... Because 2 equals a 1 base error. 3, 5, and 11 equals a 1 base error. So that's an error on Tommy Herr. So that's an E4. Advancing to second is Sochad. First is Russell. 2 equals an error. 1 base error. 3 through 5, 3, 4, and 5, and 11 also equals a 1 base error. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12 ground ball A. So we're going to call that an error. I don't know what the other numbers are, and I'll figure that out at a later date. It's an error. And Cox could be done. All with 2 outs. Top of the order now, Kenny Landreaux. Give him one more batter. Landreaux is 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and grounded to second. 2-0 Dodgers. First and second, 2 outs. A big blast, the 2-run blast by Rick Monday. Here's the pitch to Kenny Landreaux, and that is a 5-7. 5-7 off the Cox card against the left-handed batter. 5-7. Ground ball to Tommy Herr again. Oh, my Lord. This time it's a 7, though, so we just go to the 2 column. Here's a 2 defender. A 2 and a 7. Ground ball A. He throws to first, and the side is finally retired 4-3. Landreaux now goes 0 for 3. But the Dodgers strike twice. The error doesn't hurt, as the home run came before the error. And with 2 outs, they finally get some hits and runs. Dodgers pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. St. Louis did commit 1 error, and the Dodgers leave 2 on base. So after 5, it's 2-0 LA in our Mini 4 championship game. 2 up for the St. Louis Cardinals. The bottom of the order, Smith, Nieto, and then the top of the order, Coleman. Ozzie Smith singled, and then with Nieto trying a bunt sacrifice, he bunts into a double play as Smith was just running. Jerry Royce with a 2-run lead deals to Ozzie Smith, and that is a 1-10. A 1-10. Smith, a switch hitter, batting righty off the left-handed throwing Royce. 1-10. That's a sky-high pop-up near the second base bag. Russell and Sachs going for it. Sachs on the outfield grass calls out Russell, and he makes the catch. So Ozzie Smith pops out to Sachs. That's 1 away. Oh, Tribe said something. You have to roll the 2... Oh, yeah. Tribe says you have to roll the 2d6 die. If you roll a 2... Or maybe not. We'll have to look at that. I don't know. I don't want to go back to... I'll just look at it real quick once again. As Ozzie Smith pops out to Sachs. Let's just look at that again. The 13, we rolled a 3. And see, it says 2 equals E1. And then that's bold. And then it says 1 and 2. Oh, I wonder if I had to re-roll again. I bet you that's what I had to do. So if it's a 2, you re-roll. That's what I had to do. You're right, Tribes fan. I kind of remember that. I have to, with a 2, I have to re-roll. And if it's a 1 and 2, it's an error. 3 through 6, ground ball A. But the error didn't hurt. But thank you. I'm glad I looked at the chat. Thank you, Tribes fan. So 1 out, and here comes Tom Niento. He bunted in a double plays during a sacrifice. Royce works quickly to the weak-hitting catcher Niento as the red die sticks to my hand. And we have to find the first white die that jumped the shark. Or with a backup white die. And that is a 3-4 off the Niento card. And he's a righty against a left-handed pitcher. 3-4. And that's a pop-up as he's way out in front of that curveball by Royce. And Russell will make the play at short, so back-to-back pop-outs. There's 2 down, top of the order, and it's Vince Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 2. He's grounded to first and third. 2-0 Dodgers, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Vince Coleman. Very speedy base run. You want to keep him off the base paths. That is a 1-7. A 1-7. 1 off the left-handed pitcher. 7. Fly ball. Deep to left. Baker racing back. Reaches up, and he makes the catch. Side retired. 1 through 4 would have been a double. It's a 6 on a 20-sided die, and that's an out. So Baker makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Dodgers. And thank you, Tribes fan, for your help. Okay, like that. Due up for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th with a 2-0 lead. Steve Sachs, Dusty Baker, and Steve Garvey, Mr. Clean. And we're going to let Cox pitch. Sachs, 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded to second. Here's the pitch from Cox to Sachs. Both 3-letter last names. Who will prevail? We shall see. As that's a 3-6 to Sachs. Righty. 3-6. Sachs prevails as he singles this time. He picks up his first hit. Sachs is a D-stealer. He's going nowhere. They're not going to hold him on. And I'll bring up Dusty Baker. Baker's 0 for 2. He struck out in line to Tommy Herr, who made a wonderful leaping catch. Cox going to try to induce the double play ball. This could be his last batter. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch to Dusty Baker. And that's a 1-8 off the Baker card, right-handed column. 1-8, and that's a walk. Advancing to second with no outs is Sachs. Baker walks, and that's the day for Danny Cox. He went 5 innings. He's responsible for the 2 runners on. And we're going to go with Joaquin Andujar. We went with Cox over Andujar because of the ERA. And Cox was throwing a no-hitter for 4 2/3 innings, and then all poop broke loose. A single and a 2-run homer by Rick Monday, who has done it again. And we're going to go with Joaquin Andujar for as long as Joaquin can go. I know he's a starter, but there's no tomorrow. Jeff Lottie, the closer, is ready, willing, and able when necessary. So here comes Joaquin Andujar. Andujar is good for 7 innings, and we'll play it that way. Just write down Joaquin's name. I'd like to buy a vowel. Joaquin Andujar. Remember to check out Tribes Fans channel. He just had his Vita Blue update, as well as Retro Sports Network and the original Grognard, all great channels. Thank you for joining me, as well as all of our friends in the chat. So Joaquin Andujar is in 7 innings, and we'll play it just like that. I doubt he's going to pitch 7 innings, obviously. So here's Joaquin Andujar, and he'll face Steve Garvey with 2 on, no outs, bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Dodgers. And Joaquin Andujar in 1985 for the National League champion St. Louis Cardinals, who would lose in the World Series to one of the worst calls. And I was rooting for the Royals. If I was Whitey Herzog, I would have pulled my team off the field. World Series game over. The guy was out at first. Joaquin Andujar was 21-12 with a 3.40 ERA, striking out 112, walking 82. We went with Danny Cox because he had the lower ERA. All right, here's Joaquin Andujar. He's a right-handed thrower. He's going to face Steve Garvey. Sachs is at second. Baker is at first. And Garvey is 0 for 2. He's flown to left and grounded to second. The windup and the pitch from Andujar to Garvey. That is a 1-9 off the Garvey card. 1-9. Righty. 1-9. Ground ball to short. Ozzie Smith over to her, on to Cedeno, double play. So Garvey bangs into the 6 to 4 to 3 double play. Advancing the third is Sachs, but there's 2 outs now, as Baker is no longer on the base paths. So 2 outs. Sachs 90 feet away from the Dodgers scoring a 3rd run. And here comes the Penguin, Ron Cey. So good job by Andujar to induce the double play ball. He's rubbing up that baseball. Now he puts it back in his glove. Back up on the mound. Peers in, picks up the sign from Nieto. Here's the pitch to Cey, who is 0 for 2. And that is a 6-10 off the Andujar card. Righty. 6-10. Pop-up, shortstop, Ozzie Smith, outfield grass, waiting for it to come down, backing up a bit, and he makes the catch, side retired. Andujar comes in and does his J.O.B. The double play ball and the pop-up. And he keeps it a 2-run deficit. So the Dodgers strand 1, at third, Sachs. They got no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and they left 1 on. We go to the top of the 7th, due up for the Cardinals, McGee, Herr, and Clark. To face Jerry Royce. He can go 7 innings, and then the 8th is his point of weakness. I believe that's the way that works. I read that over 4 times. I think I played it wrong the first time, or the 7th inning, I said that was his point of weakness, but then I read again in the manual. It's the 8th, in my opinion, and that's the way we'll play this one. So top of the 7th, here's Willie McGee. He has singled. He was thrown out by Scioscia trying to steal second in the first. Then he flew to right. 2-0 Dodgers. Again, the switch hitter McGee batting righty off the left-handed throwing Jerry Royce. Here's the pitch to Willie McGee, and that is a 4-11. 4-11. Off the Royce card, 4-11. Ground ball to Cey. He backhands it, throws to Garvey, 1 away. Tommy Herr comes to plate. 1 out, 2-0 Dodgers, top of the 7th. Oh, there's a fun, let's see what Tribes fan says. He says, another fun strat rule that thankfully didn't come back to bite me. That isn't used that often. Often if you, a squeeze play. Yeah, that's always an adventure. Tribes fan update from Oakland Coliseum. Vida Blue complete game, striking out 10, and Rick Monday, a two-run homer, a two-run homer, 3 RBIs as the A's win 6-2. So that's pretty fun day. Rick Monday homered in Tribes fans game as well as this game. All right, 1 out here. Here's Tommy Herr. Jerry Royce kicks and fires to Tommy Herr, and that is a 6-3. What will it be? We shall see on the 6-3 off the Jerry Royce card. Herr switch hitter batting righty. 6-3, and that's a single. A single to left. So Tommy Herr picks up his first hit. Tying run comes to the plate. And Jack the Ripper, Jack Clark, 1 swing in the bat can tie it up here, folks. 1 swing in the bat. Clark, 0 for 2. He's grounded to first and short. We're going to stick with Jerry Royce. Here's the pitch to the Ripper, Jack Clark, and that is a 6-9. A 6-9. Royce facing a righty. Go to the right-handed column. 6-9. Ground ball to short. Over to second. On to first. Double play. Side is retired. So Clark bangs the ball to Russell. He goes to Sachs and on to Garvey. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 2-0 Dodgers. Another double play for the Cardinals. They bang into. Well, the pop-up's not really banging into one, but it was a pop-up double play and a sac bunt by Nieto. So that went 6-4-3. Now the point of weakness will come up. So we'll probably definitely go to a closer. We'll just figure out who. Time's getting short for the Cardinals of 1985. Joaquin Andahar back out on the mound for the 85 Cardinals. Got them out of a jam. Still 2-0 though. Due up for the Dodgers. Guerrero, Monday, and Socha. Pedro Guerrero, the right fielder, has grounded to first, singled, and scored ahead of the 2-run homer from Rick Monday, who's on deck. Andahar deals to Guerrero, and that is a 5-6. 5-6. Pick up some sticks. Righty-righty matchup. 5-6. Ground ball to Ozzie Smith. He backhands it. Fires to Cedeno. 1 away. 6-3. And here's the man of the hour, Rick Monday. He has homered in each of these mini 4 games. Monday struck out, and then a 2-run homer. 2-0 Dodgers. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Andahar deals to the left-handed Rick Monday, and that is a 2-7. 2-7 off the Monday card. Right-handed pitcher. 2-7. Man, he just missed it. Well, 4, 5, and 6 are all homers. 7, ground ball to second. Hers knocks it down, picks it up, and throws to first for out number 2. So Monday had a pitch to hit, and he topped it. Beat it into the ground. Here's Mike Socha, Dodger catcher. Is 1 for 2, grounded to third, then singled, stranded at second. So with 2 outs, Socha trying to move the line along. Andahar picks up the sign. Nieto sets the target. Here's the pitch to Mike Socha, and that is a 1-9. A 1-9 off the Socha card. Socha, a lefty against a right-handed pitcher. We go to the right-handed columns. 1-9. And that's a single. Mike Socha picks up his second hit. Keeps the inning alive. Keeps the line moving. And here's Bill Russell, shortstop, played stellar defense and reached on an error his last time on Tommy Herr. And grounded to Herr, so he's basically played pepper with Tommy Herr. 2 outs. Socha takes a very slight lead. He's going nowhere. He's just a dead tortoise beats him in a race. Andahar, the windup and the pitch to Russell with 2 outs. 2-0 Dodgers. That is a 5-5. Off the Andahar card, righty-righty. 5/5 ground ball to Ozzie Smith X. Ozzie Smith is a 1 defender, and it's a 20 short. 120, Smith has it. He flips to Tommy Hurd, a force out Sosha. Side is retired, as we're going to call that 6-4 fielder's choice. So Russell bangs into the force out. We go to the top of the 8th. Dodgers get nothing in the bottom of the 7th. They do get 1 hit. And they leave the force out. We're going to say no one on. I don't know how that exactly works, but that's how we're calling it. All right, now we need a relief pitcher. Jerry Royce's day is done. Jerry Royce, 7 strong innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3 hits. No runs. Didn't strike out any, it looks like. No, he didn't. And didn't walk anyone. I'll double check that later. I don't really keep stats. Alright, so now Jerry Royce's day is done. I think we're going to go to Steve Howe. Steve Howe's good for 2 innings / 4. We're going to say 2 innings. 5-3 with 8 saves and a 2.50. Dave Stewart, though, what did he? He had 6 saves, 4-3, 2.49. I'm going to go with Steve Howe. Steve Howe will come in to try to close out the last 2 innings. And he is a lefty. Lefties have done good work against the Cardinals. Royce kept them scoreless. So Steve Howe comes in the game looking to get the final 6 outs. So Steve Howe. And we're going to say he's good for 2 innings because it says 2 parentheses /4. So I don't know if the 4 means if he's pitching middle relief. Possibly. I don't know. So Royce isn't tired, Ron says. Has to allow a base runner to trigger. We're taking him out anyway. So, yeah, the chat's going to start a little late. We're going to finish this game off, and then we'll start chat with Al, and it's going to be a fun time. We'll see if Mr. Ron Juckett will join us. Strat Delaware will be there. Dog Sidious, OG, we'll have a good time. We'll see what comes up. We have some wild and wacky stuff, most likely. So thank you, Ron, for that, but we're going to take him out anyway and go with Steve Howe. Again, I'm not the guru of Strat-O-Matic. I enjoy playing the game, so I will get things incorrect. I enjoy when Tribes Fan and Ron and Strat or anyone helps me. So here we go, Steve Howe. You know what? I think with a 2-run lead, I'm going to take Guerrero out of right because he's not the... I'm going to put Renicky in. Is Guerrero coming up to hit next inning? Garvey's saying Guerrero. All right, we'll keep him in for 1 more. He's coming up 3rd. Then we'll put Renicky in. All right, so here is Steve Howe, and he is a 3 defender. I should probably mark that because Jerry Royce. So Howe's pitching now, and he is a 3 defender. Royce is done. A 3 defender E0, so that's good. And a Har I should probably mark, but that's okay. It's right in front of me if I have to look at it. And he'll face Cedeno, Van Slyke, and Terry Pendleton. Cedeno, Cesar, is 1 for 2. He doubled and was stranded at second back in the first. That was the best opportunity. Well, they had opportunities. The Cardinals have had opportunities, just have not come through. Steve Howe's ready to work. Scioscia sets the target. Here's the pitch to Cedeno. Say that 10 times fast. And that is a 3-7. 3-7 against a left-handed pitcher. 3-7, and that's a single. So Cedeno picks up his second hit in the top of the 8th. And Cedeno is an ace stealer, and they will hold him on. So when you hold an ace stealer on, that's -2. One through 13. Scioscia has a -1 arm, 1 through 12, but they're down 2 runs. He's not going anywhere, but they're going to hold him on. 1 through 14 base runner. And here comes Andy Van Slyke, lefty, lefty. Let's see who's on the bench for the Cardinals. Van Slyke, the much better defender. That's why he's out there and was a good player. Porter's a lefty. Jorgensen stinks. He's going to come in. He would have come in to play defense for a hit. Lawless, 207. Yeah, no. DeJesus, 222. The righty, no. And Bronze, we have Brian Harper. Tito Landrum. I probably should have started Tito Landrum. Tito Landrum will pinch hit. I should have started Tito Landrum. I forgot he was on the team. So Tito Landrum will come in to pinch hit for Andy Van Slyke and stay in to play right. Let's see if Tito Landrum can have some Rick Monday. So Tito Landrum will pinch hit. And Tito Landrum, so Van Slyke's day is done. In hindsight, I should have started him, Tito Landrum. Tito Landrum, 280, 4 homers and 21 RBIs. And he hits left-handed pitching. Here's Tito Landrum. Will we counter with Dave Stewart now? Could Howe only face one batter? As we still have Alejandro Pena and Stewart. And you know what? Mr. Steve Howe, your day is done. Here comes Dave Stewart, the righty. Ooh, that turns everyone around, though. That turns everybody around if we do that. We still got Bob Welch, Terry Forster. He stunk, though. Welch was okay. That 3 column's kind of dangerous. Or the 2 column. But that's either for righties or lefties. Lefty, lefty. We're going to stick with Howe. We're going to stick with Howe. Watch, Landrum's going to hit a 2-run homer now after this. All right. Here's Tito Landrum. Howe stays in the game. Pitching coach and catcher go out to talk with him. He says he can get him. At first is Cedeno being held on. Here's the pitch from Howe to Tito Landrum. And that is a 6-5 against a left-handed batter. Right-handed batter, excuse me. Sorry. 6, Tito Landrum to righty. 5, ground ball to Russell at short. Russell is a 3 defender. That's not so good. Not so bad, not so good. And the 20-sided die is a 17, shortstop. 17 and a 3. He knocks the ball down quickly, shuffles it to Sachs, who steps on the second base bag, fires to first, but not in time. So Cedeno is forced out. As Landrum bangs into the fielder's choice, he's at first. On the 6-4 force out of Cedeno. Landrum is a D stealer. So he's going nowhere. Base running 1 through 15. He's going to stay in and play right. So 1 out, and here's Terry Pendleton, the third baseman. Pendleton's 0 for 2. He's lined to Say, who made that great diving play to keep it a 0-0 game, and he has grounded to Russell. Howe trying to induce a double play ball. Pendleton, a switch hitter, batting righty. Here's a pitch from Howe to Pendleton, and that's a 5-3. What will it be? We shall see on the 5-3 off the Steve Howe card, right-handed batter column. 5-3, ground ball to Garvey, X. So we go to the fielding chart. Garvey is a 1 defender. The 20-sided die is a 19. I think this is a double play ball. 1, 19. Garvey to Russell to Howe, covering the bag. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. That was a nifty double play. 3-6-1. So Steve Howe, after giving up the single, gets the fielder's choice and the double play. Side is retired. Tito Landrum will go out to right. And no runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on. Bottom of the 8th, 2-0. Dodgers, and Tito Landrum is a 2 right fielder. With a -1 arm and an E4. Van Slyke's out of the game. Let's put a line through that so we don't read it. Due up for the Dodgers, top of the order, Landro, Sachs, and Baker to face Joaquin Andahar. Pendleton banged into the double play. Ozzie Smith will lead off the top of the 9th. So here's Andahar against Kenny Landro. Here's the pitch. Hello, Dog Sidious. And that is a 1-8. A 1-8 to Kenny Landro. Landro against a right-handed pitcher. 1-8, ground ball to Cedeno. He fields it, races to the bag, steps on it, 1 away. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes Steve Sachs. Sachs is 1 for 3. Struck out, grounded to second, and singled. He was stranded at third in the bottom of the 6th. Righty-righty matchup. Andahar nods his head. Nieto sets the target. Here's the pitch to Sachs. That's a 6-4. Andahar hoping to show Sachs the door on the 6-4. Off the Andahar card. Righty-righty. 6-4. Fly ball. Left field. Coleman is there. He makes the catch, 2 away. Now I'll bring up Dusty Baker. He's no candlestick maker. Dusty Baker, 0 for 2. He struck out, lined out to Tommy Herr, who robbed him of a hit, and walked. It's forced out. Baker awaits the Joaquin Andujar offering. Here's the pitch, homeward bound, and that is a 3-7 to Dusty Baker off of his card. Righty-righty matchup. 3-7 fly ball. Willie McGee's in center. Willie McGee racing towards the left field gap. He reaches up and he snow cones it and makes the catch. Side is retired. We go to the top of the ninth. 2-0 Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers 3 outs away from winning Mini 4 tournament number 2. Remember, the Yankees of 1927 won Mini 4 tournament number 1. All Mini 4 winners will play one another at some point in time. So no hits, no runs, no errors, no one left on base. We go to the top of the ninth. Can Steve Howe nail down the 6-out save? He struggled a bit in the 8th, but the double play ball got him out of it. He will face Ozzie Smith. Nieto, probably we might go but Porter's a lefty. So he'll face Smith, Nieto, and the top of the order, Coleman. Dodgers 3 outs away from a Mini 4 Tournament 2 victory. Ozzie Smith singled and then was doubled up on that horrible sac bunt attempt by Nieto where he popped it up. Smith was just racing towards second. It was easily doubled up. And then he popped out to Sachs on the outfield grass. Here's the pitch from Howe to Smith. And that is a 1-6 to Ozzie Smith off of his card. He's a switch hitter, batting righty off the left-handed throwing Steve Howe. So Howe's a lefty. We go to the left-handed Smith columns. 1-6, and Ozzie Smith walks. So the tying run will come to the plate. Tying run comes to the plate in Nieto. Nieto had no homers. We really don't have anyone better on the bench. Braun's a lefty. DeJesus. We used Landrum. Lawless is a righty. He had no homers. He only batted .207. Jorgensen's a lefty. Porter's a lefty. And doesn't hit well. Harper. We have Harper. Harper, 250, 8 ribbies, only 52 at-bats. As everyone's eligible. There's 27 players. We can use them all in these tournaments. For these teams. The older teams only have 20 players. God forbid Strat gives you more players. Harper. 3 columns, really good for Harper. Here comes the youngster, Brian Harper, to bat for Tom Nieto. With no outs. Ozzie Smith at first being held on. He's not going anywhere. They're down 2. So Brian Harper, who would go on to play for the Braves, I believe. Harper will pinch hit. Here's Brian Harper. Nieto's day's done. If we somehow tie it up, Porter will be the catcher. Howe has a conference with Mike Scioscia. Scioscia back behind the plate. Stewart continues to warm in the Dodger bullpen. Howe nods his head, takes a deep breath, arms down to his chest, the windup and the pitch to Harper, and that is a 6-5 against a right-handed batter. We go to the Howe card, 6-5, ground ball to short, X to Bill Russell. Oh, crap, we should have put Renicky. We're going to put Renicky into right. So Russell is a 3 defender. It's a 20. I think that's a double play ball, folks. A 3 and a 20. Ground ball, a double play. Dodgers, so Harper bangs into the 6-4-3. Double plays have killed the Cardinals. So there's 2 outs. Harper doesn't get the JOB done. Renicky, we're just going to say, went out there to start the inning. I just forgot to put him out there. Ron Renicky will be in right. And we'll just write down his ratings. E6, Ron Renicky. Yeah, he's a 2 right fielder in E6. What's Kenny Landreau in center? Landreau's a 3, but he's an E0. Darrell Thomas is a 2, but an E16. Landreau will stay in center. And Ron Renicky is in right now. We're not going to write it in. We'll write it in after, so we'll just keep that up there. So with 2 outs, Renicky took over for Guerrero to start off the top of the 9th. And it's up to Coleman to keep the game alive. Vince Coleman, Cardinal left fielder, is 0 for 3. He's grounded to first, grounded to third, and flown out to left. Howell looking for 1 more out and the Mini 4 championship for the 81 Dodgers. Here's the pitch to Vince Coleman. And that is a 1, so it'll be off the Coleman card, and a 12. Against the lefty, 1-12. 1-12. Fastball inside, jams him, pop-up. Russell going back into the outfield grass. He makes the catch, ball game over. The Dodgers win the Mini 4 tournament 2-0. Behind excellent pitching. The Dodgers in 2 games have only scored 3 runs but given up nothing. They have given up no runs. No runs. That is pitching, folks. And they win 2-0 in the championship. They won 1-0 over the 36 Yankees in the semifinal. Wow. Dodgers pitching in 2 games gives up no runs. They win 2-0. Player of the game, Jerry Royce, and once again, Rick Monday, co-players, as Monday does it again. Rick Monday drove in all 3 runs. Holy crap, that is funny. Wow. All right, so we'll be back up in about 15 minutes for Chat with Al. And so that should start around 10:30 with myself, Dog Sidious, Strat-O-Matic Delaware, Ron Juckett, possibly if he's able to come on, and maybe Comics with Bueller and OG. So thank you very much. I just felt like playing. Wow, that's just pretty funny to me. 2 games, no runs. They only scored 3. The pitching gives up no runs. They only scored 3 runs, and Rick Monday knocked them all in with home runs. That's funny. So thank you very much. Thank you to Moni G. Ron Juckett from Retro Sports Network. Check out that channel. Tribes Fan. Check out his channel. Dog Sidious, my partner in crime, JD. Dog Sidious says those magic words from Chat with Al. Pee-pee. So we'll be back around 10:30. We'll be back shortly for Chat. MP Fox. Thank you very much. JD, Moni G. We had lots of people. Strat-O-Matic Delaware. Oh, the original Grognard. And check out MP Fox. He does wonderful stuff with his son on the channel, Baseball Life. Bobby Cantalano. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jerry Ball. Thank you, Phenomatic. Thank you. And we'll be back up in about 15 minutes. So health and happiness till next time. Take care. Bye-bye. And God bless. As Chris from Strat-O-Matic Delaware says, he'll have the final words in the chat. Don't be a Stark. You know what's coming, folks. Peace!